I didn't set auto go live. But now we're going live. Ah, what a great intro that I just cut off by not being
Hello,
live.
everyone. Happy Advent of Code 2020, day 21.
I do not know how to program, but what I do know how to do is bake bread. I gave a whole spiel about it. We're making a special sourdough using our San Francisco Bay-based yeast starter, and we're adding a special ingredient to it, and Sam's going to tell you about it.
The special ingredient is desperation and sawdust. 20% sawdust, 90% desperation, 10% reverse hydrogenated milk.
Ooh, I love reverse hydrogenated milk. You know, my mom used to make a great reverse hydrogenated milk when I was growing up. She would first hydrogenate the milk, and then she would reverse that. It was just, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, exactly. I still can't see you, but maybe I'll make that. There you are.
Now I hear myself in your audio, so that's cool.
You're gone. You're muted now. Oh, you're wearing a green shirt today, Joey.
I am.
I saw you earlier, but I didn't really pay attention. A change of pace, for sure. And I'm in a jacket because it's chilly.
Battery is not charging. That's cool. I wonder.
My battery's not charging either because it's not 100%.
Well, mine's at 15. Maybe I need to plug the charger directly in rather than using an adapter. Yeah, you really showed me.
Yeah, I can plug it into any of the 4 outlets on my computer.
Why is it not charging?
And it'll charge. Hey, yo!
Battery source power adapter. Battery is not charging. That's
Please
odd.
don't repeatedly request this endpoint before it unlocks.
Yeah, don't refresh that page, Sam.
Well, like, what will it do? Like, crash their servers or something?
Yeah. I mean, it won't actually fully because they have good stuff in place, but like, that's kind of the idea.
I was about to say, like, these people, if anyone can handle it, it's them. But if anyone can also dole out a lot of web traffic, it's the AOC players with
and
their,
by the
like,
way, if you just go to
bot.
if you go to just plain adventofcode.com, there's this countdown timer that shows us when the next day's problem.
Yeah, but then I have to
drops.
click it,
Yeah, but for some reason battery is not charging. That's interesting.
Is this on your 17-inch device?
I don't have a 17-inch device.
16-inch device? Maybe you need some hula skirt material to fix your charger.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, now it looks to be charging. I think. So that should be good. You got 55 seconds. Harry says it's Monday here. Has lesson at 2 p.m. What's the lesson for? Piano? Programming? Rust? Bread baking? Life lesson. Probably life lesson. I bet Harry has a life lesson at 2 p.m.
Yeah, those are always scheduled. Usually right after lunch. Maybe like don't eat 10 burritos, something like that.
Yeah, that's a great life lesson. Don't get a super carnitas burrito. Oh,
That
lesson
is
as
true.
in like class.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
you
I
mean.
thought you realized that, Joey. I thought you were just making jokes.
I didn't realize that. I've never referred to class as lesson. I like classes as a lesson. All right,
Yeah,
problems
but in
dropping.
another country,
Read that flavor text,
that might be
Sam.
what you say. It's here. You reach the train's last stop, and the closest you can get to your vacation island without getting wet. There aren't any boats here, but nothing can stop you now. You build a raft. This is like Gilligan's Island. You just need a few days worth of food for your journey. You don't speak the local language, so you can't read any of the ingredients list. However, sometimes allergens are listed in the language you do understand. You should be able to use this information to determine which ingredient contains which allergen and work out which foods are safe to take with you on your trip. You start by compiling a list of foods your puzzle input, one food per line. Each line includes the food's ingredients list, followed by some or all of the allergens the food contains. Each allergen is found in exactly one ingredient. Each ingredient contains 0 or 1 allergen. Allergens aren't always marked. When they're listed as in contains nuts, shellfish, after an ingredients list. The ingredient that contains each listed allergen will be somewhere in the corresponding ingredients list. However, if an allergen isn't listed, the ingredient that contains that allergen could still be present. Maybe they forgot to label it, or maybe it was labeled in a language that you don't know. For example, considering the following list of foods. You can take it from here.
Oh, contains dairy, fish. Contains dairy. Contains soy. Contains fish. The first food in the list has 4 ingredients, written in a language you don't understand. While the food might contain other allergens.
VKD is fish.
While the food might contain other allergens, a few allergens the food definitely contains are listed afterwards: dairy and fish. Wait, let's see. Each allergen is found in exactly 1 ingredient. Okay, that's interesting. And each ingredient contains 0 or 1 allergen. The first step is to determine which ingredients can't possibly contain any of the allergens in any food in your list. In the above example, none of these ingredients can contain an allergen. Counting the number of times all of these ingredients appear in any ingredients list produces 5. They all appear once, except blah, blah, which appears twice. Determine which ingredients cannot possibly contain any of the allergens in your list. How many times do each of these ingredients appear? So this is a nice algorithmic problem.
Yeah.
We can come up with a strategy together. I'm going to code one tiny thing on the side that I am going to want that's unrelated really to how we solve it. And let's talk about how we want to solve this.
Okay, sounds good. So what I imagine is, right, we're gonna like we'll have a list for each allergen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Like, I'm just trying to think how I'd do it as a human. So we'd have a list for each allergen, and then underneath each one, write every ingredient that's ever been in a product that it has.
That makes sense.
But that's, I guess, that's going to get us what's like probably the allergen, but maybe not necessarily the allergen.
Okay, so you're saying we write, like, this ingredient might contain dairy, might contain fish. Well, actually, that ingredient... Wait, each allergen is found in exactly 1 ingredient. So... Wait, which way are you suggesting we write it down?
I'm not sure if we should start with the ingredient or the allergen. I was thinking we should start with the allergen because there's going to be less allergens than ingredients. But I think from a logic perspective, we're going to have an easier time figuring it out based on the ingredient.
Okay, I'm just thinking. Basically, the rule for this part 1 for finding out what ingredient can't contain an allergen, basically we need the... So for example, in the example we see here, the SQJHC thing, in one item contains... That item contains only soy. Oh, but it... And... never mind. What I'm saying is wrong. Why can it not...
Yeah, because it could be... we know that one of those two has it, right? It's either SQ or FV has soy in it.
Oh, so SQJHC does contain an allergen in this example. What doesn't?
Why do we know that it contains an allergen?
NHMS doesn't. How do we know that it doesn't? What about TRH? Why can't TRH? Oh, I think we have to. It's asking what can't possibly contain
Does-
an ingredient, but an allergen. But we almost have to do it the other way. We have to figure out which ingredient contains which allergen.
Oh, definitely. That was kind of what I had already determined.
Okay. So, because like dairy is in the first two items, so dairy must be contained in exactly one of the two, in
So, yeah,
exactly
so,
one
essentially-
ingredient that's in both of those items.
Can I say something? So I think it should
Yeah.
be based on. So essentially, if you look at, if you like, when we have contains dairy, so we're gonna want to put together all the lists of ingredients that contain dairy, and then figure out what they all have in common. There's gonna be one thing they all have in common, and that's the dairy one, right? And then for fish, we gotta. Everything that says it has fish, there's going to be one thing in common, hopefully. And they might do something tricky where it's like all of the things that contain, let's say, contain bananas also contain apricots, but we'll be able to probably find one of these is for bananas, one of these is for apricots, and we're not sure which. But that doesn't matter. We know that these are the two responsible.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
You know? So
Yeah.
we essentially need to figure out where the overlap is, because if it says it contains dairy, one of those ingredients has to, like, it has to overlap with the next one. So essentially, I guess we're going to want to parse for the like whatever ingredient we're looking to contain. And then compile and somehow sort through all of the relevant, like, potential ingredients that might have it, the untranslated ingredients. Hello and welcome, fourth watcher who has now left. I wonder how many people have solved it at this point.
You could check.
I'm gonna check, yeah.
Let me
Don't
know.
worry, I got you. So 4 people have solved it. Oh no, four people have solved both of them.
Whoa.
37 people have solved one of them.
4 people have already solved both parts of this problem. That's pretty cool.
What is AOC++? Does that just mean you're doing
That
it
means
in
that you
C++?
like donated some money to the site.
Oh, that's very kind of them.
Yeah.
Oh, one of them's the sponsor. I like that it's transparent about that. Reactor. Oh, they literally just make coding puzzles.
Okay, let's parse this stuff out. Let's look at what the input looks like, but I expect it's just a list of, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let foods equal vec food, or rather it's equal parse input. This shouldn't be too hard to parse. Just for your daily parsing update.
What are you doing?
What?
Oh, sounds good. Emma's having pad thai.
Nice.
Exciting times. Nice. I thought she was eating dessert and I was going to be a little jealous, but pad thai is approved.
Okay.
So now 80 people have solved the first one, and 12 have solved the second one.
Nice.
And the third person to get both of them was an anonymous user. And the first to get the first one was an anonymous user.
Nice.
Which I'm just very impressed with. It was the same anonymous user. Rather unsurprisingly. That's like a kind of a baller move to be fully anonymous. And then almost win. It took him 41 more seconds than the top person, or 51 more seconds. Not bad. How's it going?
Alright, we lost Sam for the rest of the stream. It's nice while he was here, but he has other things to attend to.
I'm back. Can't tie.
He was so young. We lost him.
Silly Joey. I didn't know. That's very nice. I've been gifted something pretty impressive.
Yeah?
Joey, it's an Apple product. Do you want to guess what it is?
Apple turnover.
You're pretty close in that it's homemade.
Apple sauce.
This item. It's like
Apple Monkey's not.
Pie, yeah. Well, I think if you work for Apple, anything you make is technically Apple, right?
Yeah.
And it also has like pretty good color scheme for Apple, like the gray and white is pretty standard. So what's going on?
I'm parsing the input. Shouldn't take too long, but parsing out the ingredients right now.
Okay. So Emma, we're trying to figure out. So we're given all this food in another language, but the only thing that we can read is sometimes the food is labeled with allergens in our language, and we are trying to identify which foods don't have allergens, but only sometimes are the allergens labeled. So essentially, like we have this long list of kind of gobbledygook, and we have to deduct based on, oh, in this food item and in this food item, they both have this allergen, so they must, how would I say it? Like, this allergen must be XYF or something. So something that you can probably relate to. It's a pretty interesting puzzle today, I would say, Joey. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And it seems very helpful, too, for those of us with allergies. I think you should do these coding puzzles, and maybe we can stream them sometime after after this is all done, Joey.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it in our Zoom chat. It's one of the sponsor companies of AOC. has put together these puzzles,
Huh.
and they have cool pictures. They're
You should save that link and send it to me again later, because I will probably not track it tonight.
My job is to break into a doomsday vault before it's too late. Bring a rifle, the polar bears get hungry. That's one of the coding puzzles. Another one is called Traveling Santa, where you're trying to reduce Santa's carbon footprint by optimizing his logistics based on the nice list. And then there's another one where you're using coding skills to track terrorists. I'm not sure if that's the one I want to do. But it somehow has to do with diamond mining vessels. Yeah, the ship sent a distress signal and then dropped off. I'm gonna look into this helping Santa concept.
Sounds good. Just seeing whether I can parse the input we're given. Looks like I can. That's good. Alright. So solving the problem. Okay. I have a list of foods. Or a list of foods, and each food has allergens and ingredients. And so I guess what we want to do, Sam, is basically we have, for each allergen, we have a list of the ingredients that possibly are the one that contain it. And when we look at each food, that list either stays, for each allergen, will stay the same or shrink.
Yeah. Actually, can you restate that so I make sure I understand?
Yeah, so if we look at I'll go on the example here. We look at the first food, and we see that it has dairy and fish. So we say, okay, maybe dairy is in any of these 4 ingredients. And we also say, maybe fish is in any of these 4 ingredients.
Oh, but then the next time we find one with fish,
and then the next line, we see dairy, and we say, well, before we knew it had to be in one of those 4, and the overlap between those 4 and these 4 happens to be only one item, so the dairy has to be in that one. And so on.
Perfect. Go on. Yes. I think we're on the right track. I think this time it's going to ask us which ones aren't, and then next time it's going to ask us something a bit more challenging.
Yeah. I
Like
think so.
maybe... I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so basically for food in foods, I'm going to use a hash map and hash set. Then for allergen in food.listed allergens, if let cans equal this dot get mute allergen, if let sum cans, then intersection, this is exactly what I wanted. Then oh, actually, here's what I want to do. Let cans equal ingredient candidates for allergens we look up the current allergen. And we either unwrap that, or if there isn't one, oh, actually, okay, here's what I want. If let cans is some thing, then let ingredients equal I think I want retain, probably. Okay, ingredients is this food's ingredients. And so then I will get mute, then cans dot retain for each candidate allergen. We want that allergen to be in this current list of allergens. And this can be a hash set. That can be a hash set too.
You're a hash set, Joey.
I know. Ingredients dot contains allergen. But if we don't have any ingredients, if we haven't come across this allergen before, then we just write down all our current ingredients. Allergens dot insert allergen ingredients dot copy. And then let's print out our ingredient candidates for the allergens. So let's see if this code works, but I basically just tried to write down the process that we talked about a few minutes ago. Where we go for each allergen and we write down the possible ingredients. I think what's changing for part 2 is that an allergen can be contained in multiple ingredients. That's where my money is, in case you're wondering.
Exactly. I said that earlier. I think I called that first. That there was going to be that we knew this this ingredient is an allergen, but we're not sure which allergen it is.
Oh, that wasn't exactly what I was saying. The input never changes. The input is always the same, and all of our allergens are in English.
You're saying that didn't it say that specifically against it? Maybe not. I probably misread it.
Didn't it say what?
1 sec. Let me just reread.
Avery, what's up? The hair is long.
Oh, I meant to say Schmo, not Joe Show.
Nice.
Avery, I've met you before, but you might not remember me.
It was at CCCT.
We were at a...
Oh, but also at my house, maybe. Sorry, I spoke over you.
I don't think at your... But at CCCT, we played zombies together. It's always good to be remembered. Thank you. Joey does have luscious locks. Oh, I know that feeling. My space bar is continuously in and out of function.
We're solving a problem about allergens that are written down. Well, the allergens are written in our language, but they belong to ingredients that are written in another language, and we're trying to figure out whether or not we can eat the foods.
Yeah. The link at the bottom will allow you to read more details if you haven't clicked it already.
We don't have that many allergens, apparently.
No. But we have a lot of ingredients.
It looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
It is the-
7,
right.
8 allergens. Okay, so then
So, Avery, whether you believe it or not, your brother's pretty cool. Lucas, met him on the stream a few days back, and I think his work on Blaze Ball is very inspiring, and we're very excited to support him at the Blaze Ball musical. He's a pretty dope kid, very positive. Aren't you guys 1 year apart, 2 years apart? I guess 2 years apart.
they're
right?
like 3 years apart. Pretty
Oh.
much, I would say.
Sick.
Um,
Yeah, we're gonna be going. You better go too. Even if you don't play baseball. Has much been happening on baseball? I haven't been.
No,
on it
they've
in a
been
while.
doing the stupid coffee cup forever, which they're probably doing honestly to give their devs a break or like to give them time to build whatever's next. But the coffee cup is not that cool, and I only played the normal thing for like 2 weeks before it happened, so it's been a long time since it's been
Yeah,
like
we
normal.
weren't far enough into the thing to like, I think take a break yet. They didn't have quite.
Well,
enough.
baseball has been super popular. It happened like all over the summer. You and I found it later than most.
We did, but that video I think is what like brought probably the most people to it. Maybe
I don't
I'm
think so.
wrong.
Avery says they will not be playing baseball, but they will be watching the musical as long as they're not working during it. Which is
You're employed.
fair.
What,
I like
where's your
playing baseball though.
employment?
What was that, Sam?
Where's your employment these days, Avery? What industry are you in, to put it more vaguely?
Food dot. Mm. Alright.
Who is S Telephone, and why doesn't Baseball care for them? Joey.
Sebastian Telephone is a baseball player. I sent you the trailer. Did you watch it? It talked about Sebastian Telephone. I don't know any more than what the hey Will, I don't know any more than what the
Oh, whoa, that's a intense job.
than what the trailer said. Calling people
Yikes.
who
I
have the-
guess that's a work from home job, which is nice. I'm kind of envious of that detail of it. The rest of it sounds terrifying. Man. Who are you a contact tracer for, Avery? Like what state, what organization? If you can't reveal that, that's fine. Also. But aren't you also calling people who like may have COVID mostly. Oh, classified. Oh, for Massachusetts. Okay. Man, I hope they pay you well. That seems like a grueling task. Um, oh, okay. See, I feel like the people that have COVID, unless they're like absurdly sick, like they should be taking on that job too as well, um, to call others. Oh, they definitely do. They definitely pay you well, I'm hoping. I'm sorry, I'm asking you too many questions to have full context.
It's hard to have the
That's-
conversation with the stream delay too.
I'm currently in the like I guess being a student industry, but that's not going so well. So I'm kind of in the like building things out of wood, but then breaking your back and not being able to build things out of wood industry. But not like legitimately back breaking, like just injuring, I would say. Hmm. So I built some classy, very high-end like cabinetry and furniture for some people in like the fancy parts of Berkeley, um, prior to my injury, and now I am just like doing nothing, being a no good hooligan, hanging out with Joey Reese Hill. We bought a boat
bought a
that you
boat?
can attend one of our launches of. Oh, Joey, I learned how to fix the boat, and it only takes an hour. Um,
Oh, nice.
Not like
That's
an
good.
hour labor, but an hour to dry. It should
Okay.
take less than an hour to execute, depending on the quality of the execution. Oh, our boat is giant. It is 32 inches long. It is remote control, and it goes like way too fast. Is I guess how I'd review it. Um, like, I guess it can go about 40 miles an hour, which I think is too fast for a boat of this size. What do you think, Joey? Do you think the speed is like
It goes
unnecessarily
It
fast?
goes very fast, and I think we haven't had a great chance to evaluate it since we were worried about the remote control receiver dying while we were operating it. So we've been very cautious with it. But once you perform that fix, I think we'll get to see really how
Yeah.
fast it is.
So part of me thinks that I should just take out the battery from like the USB charger, but I guess I could also do like a 9-volt or something. But that's not rechargeable. Listen to a fun podcast about the boat speed record. A lot of people died trying to break it. I wonder what
Ooh.
like the cause of death is. Like, because I imagine you could do it out like really in a big open lake or a big open ocean, so you're probably not hitting somebody or something. Like, are you like capsizing or going straight up into the water or flipping over? Like, I had seen some videos about like remote control boat world records, and those are pretty crazy too. Like, I think it's in the like 200 plus mile per hour range, which is way too fast. Yeah, it said it in June, actually, at least according to this article I'm looking at. But our big plan, Avery, which you can come out to one of our boat launches. Sometimes the boat blows up. That's good. But you can come to one of our boat launches, and after we get this boat like functional and kind of learn a bit about boats, we want to make our boat into a duck, I guess you would call it, a duck craft that will move about the water, but resemble a duck or a rubber ducky, probably more specifically.
It's going to be pretty cool. I think, Sam, you probably have a better idea of how we're going to accomplish that than I do.
Yeah, there's so many options is the issue. Like we could, like part of me thinks we should make it out of train foam. Because
Oh
I
yeah,
know
the
that's
purple
your,
train foam. I love that.
but train foam is hard to get. Is the only challenge. Um. Well, the pink stuff isn't. Yeah, or the blue stuff. Yeah.
All
what
right,
did you
submitted
get?
part 1, Sam. The answer was 2,302. Want to hear part
What?
2?
Yeah, but first, look, Emma has train foam.
Emma has train foam. Why does Emma have train
Yeah,
foam?
do you see it? I'm holding it.
Yeah.
Emma, why do you have train foam? Oh, you used it for trains.
You used train foam for actual trains, Emma? I need to hear more about this at some point. Maybe not right now, but... Whoa, Avery
Oh, see,
3D printed boats.
see, that was our, yeah, it's either going to be wood, foam, or 3D printed. Because my friend Kai has a pretty good sized 3D printer that I gifted him, so he owes me some prints. It's like a 12 by 12 bed. But the boat probably needs to be nearing 3 feet long, at least 2 feet to like remain stable, I'd say. Because even the like 30-inch boat, like when you start throttling it, it kind of just wants to like do a loop to loop and like flip up out of the water. Um, I'm not sure what's sick, but maybe the 3D printer. It is sick. Let's talk about the puzzle though. Sorry, Joey.
Okay, it doesn't seem like a big twist. Arrange the... So, you should have enough information to figure out which ingredient contains which allergen. Arrange the ingredients alphabetically by their allergen and separate them by commas to produce your canonical dangerous ingredient list alphabetically by their allergen. Okay, there should not be any spaces. Yeah, and then give this list of dangerous ingredients. So yeah, it's just figured out. On my screen, I have the list that shows kind of which ingredients possibly contain which allergen, alphabetically by allergen, and so I just have to solve that out by kind of process of elimination, and then arrange alphabetically. So it should be pretty simple.
Sick. So Avery, did you design the boats that you 3D printed? And like, were they using like boat geometry? Because that's the thing I know nothing about. Is I know how to like, I'm a pretty good 3D modeler. I can do all that, but I know nothing about like the actual geometry of making a boat that is like stable, and like moves around effectively. So that'll be like kind of the biggest challenge, as well as like if we're 3D printing it, we have to connect multiple pieces. And it would probably take a long time. That's why I'm kind of more leaning the foam route than the 3D printing. Because even if we print it like really low infill. Oh, you didn't design them, and you're not very good at 3D printing. So what inspired you to print these boats then if you didn't design them, and you're not a 3D printing expert? Like, were you printing like Bodhi? Like the test printer? I had a set of foam cutters. I may still have one. I destroyed one of them. And then I once made a foam cutter that could cut up to 9 foot wide piece of foam all at once, because I got this giant 4 foot by 4 foot by 8 foot cube of foam that I had to cut, and that was pretty cool. But that was like really dangerous. It was called the Easy Shock 9000 because the wire was electrified and it would also burn you in addition to shocking. So it was Easy Shock 9000 with added burn.
That's scary.
Yeah, but it worked really well, Joey. Like, it would get red hot if you didn't cut foam quickly, but you could cut through like 8 feet of foam. Ooh, fancy. Oh yeah, the Easy Shock 9000 was the best. Um, yeah, like I guess the biggest risk beyond like the shocking and the burning was like since you can't really see anywhere like in the middle of where you're cutting, you could start a fire. But I don't think there's enough oxygen for it to be that dangerous. Um, we were trying to make a foam helicopter, and then I got in trouble with the city about having that big of a foam piece. But then I found a loophole, but I didn't have enough time to finish the helicopter in time for the helicopter's debut. So I ended up carving, like, getting more than halfway through building a, like, probably more than 1/2 scale foam helicopter. So it was like 12 feet long before having to abandon it. And that was one of the sadder projects I've had to abandon in my time. Oh, Joey.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Joey. I have a
Mhm.
giant block of styrofoam, and I entirely forgot about it. Left over from the helicopter.
Oh, but that can be used to make our duck? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's not train foam, but it'll work.
Nice.
Dude, that's sick. Because what my friend was telling me on the phone today um, is all you need to do is essentially carve it, and then you can put paint or like some kind of adhesive foil on, and then you can fiberglass it. Um, but you can't immediately fiberglass it because it'll melt foam. So we don't really need any more information, right? We're just rearranging what we have.
Yeah, well, I have to solve which ingredient has which allergen, but that shouldn't be too hard.
Oh, I thought we'd already kind of done that.
No. I have a list of candidates, so I have this allergen might be in any of these ingredients, but I have to narrow it all down, which is pretty easy. I just have to do it.
Sounds good. I can't believe I have that foam, Joey. This might make it really nice.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And then you can kind of help too. The issue with the foam stuff that I'm kind of equipped to deal with is it's just so messy. Like all the little bits of styrofoam.
Huh.
Yeah, Joey. Sorry, I've been talking over you.
No,
Avery
that's
wants.
fine. That's good. I'm just thinking about coding. How did I do this? I saw there was something like this on a previous day. I don't remember what it was. That was kind of Sudoku-like.
Yeah, what was it? I think it was the one that I like didn't understand at all, really, or couldn't at least contribute at all.
Avery wants to hear about how I am doing it. I'm assuming this thing. So,
Yeah.
okay. So in part one, oh, this code is awful. I'm not sure how well we've explained the problem since you've joined, but basically we're given this list of ingredients and possible allergens. And each allergen is contained in exactly one ingredient. So we kind of scan down the list, and on this first line, we see there's 4 ingredients and 2 allergens. So we know for both of those 2 allergens, they could be in any of these 4 ingredients. But then on the next, okay, you understand the problem. I will skip this. So the way I solved part 1 was I just went down and I kind of performed this procedure where I kind of have this structure here. They're numbers instead of names for stupid reasons, but basically each number here is an allergen, and then each kind of thing underneath is the list of possible ingredients that might contain that allergen. So I built up that structure just by scanning through the lines and kind of narrowing it down with like set intersections. So now what I'm trying to do for part 2 is to actually basically make it so there's only one item in each of these lists. And to do that, it's kind of just like a process of elimination Sudoku sort of thing. So right here we see right off the bat that ingredient 101, allergen 101 can only is contained in ingredient 2. So I can pair those up and kind of cross them out, and then cross off ingredient 2 from everywhere else, because each ingredient contains at most one allergen. And then like that'll show me that 54 and 3 are a pair, and so on and so forth. So here, I'm doing this in Rust, and I'm not the most fluent in Rust, but I'm basically... How do I want to do this? Let mute... I'm going to scan through this entire list, and... okay. Found is none, because I found nothing at first. But then for every allergen and ingredient in our Sudoku, which is what I'm calling this structure, because it kind of is, if the ingredient length is exactly 1, then found is the allergen and the ingredient. So we found something, we like solved it a little bit further, so then we have to go through the rest of the structure and update it. First I will do, I'm going to remove okay, so if we did find something, allergen ingredient. So if we did find something, then well, okay, if we didn't find anything in this search, then, actually, no. I'm changing my mind. While we have anything left in our Sudoku, is what we'll do this. So then, if we found something, then we are going to remove the entry for that thing that we just solved here. And then what else? Oh yeah, and then we have to go through and update all the other items. So for ingredients in all of the items, which is just, these are like key value pairs. We don't care about the keys, we just care about all these values. We have to remove all the other occurrences of 2, like what we found. Honestly, at this point, it probably would be faster for me to just solve, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, for me to solve this by hand, but whatever, I'm doing it in code. What do you think, Sam?
Just solve it by hand.
No.
Please. Sleepy time. Okay, so Joey, since you could solve it by hand, if this goes past 10, what are you going to do? I think we've done too much thinking.
Well, I'll do the handstand that I slanderously claimed you were going to do.
Yeah, see, this is the thing, is Joey's repeatedly pulled shit like this where it could be easily solved by hand. But
usually it isn't this easy to solve by hand, but we only have like 8 things here. But yeah, Avery, you're totally right that this would be easy to solve by hand.
I am not doing a handstand with my injured back. That seems like a bad timing.
Maybe I shouldn't have admitted that. Now they're going to ask for a refund. I want to return, I actually want to save my answers here. if we found
Can
something.
you actually do a handstand? Is that within your capabilities?
But only if Joey does one instead. I don't think I can do a handstand. Maybe in a pool.
Oh yeah, I could do one in a pool.
Let's see if my code builds.
Joey, can I say something that I appreciate?
Sure.
Is today you sent me your video signal over Zoom as well, so I can actually see you.
I did that yesterday also, didn't I?
Oh, I didn't check. If you turned it off.
Yeah, I thought that it interfered with the streaming process, but it seems like it's not today. Or at least I kind of felt like it helped.
It's nice to see you.
I'm glad.
Hello, Lucas. Whoa, this is a crossover episode. Are you guys watching? I guess you guys are watching from separate devices, most likely in the same household. Very impressive indeed. Lucas, were you aware that Avery is here? Okay, makes sense. Yep. The siblings united.
Ooh, I gotta finish my tent. What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong? Somehow I is a... Oh. Let I equal I dot iter
Today's
dot-
project's going well. If Joey doesn't finish by 10, he has to do a handstand. So yeah, very well, I would say. It's a fun problem. We're trying to find allergens because we're allergic to some foods. But all the foods are listed in other languages with the exception of the allergens. So we're kind of slowly discerning these fictional ingredients, what allergens they contain. Great job, HTG, Azure, X1212. Enjoy your doing. A handstand for how long? Infinitesimally short period of time is acceptable. Would you agree, Joey?
Sure.
Like he might even do it in between the frames. Like this is at what, 30 FPS? He might do it in, like, let's say 10 milliseconds. That's fine. So if you don't see it, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Corey the dog is also watching. I haven't met Corey the dog. Is Corey the dog a good dog, Joey?
Corey the dog is a great dog. Hi,
Well,
Corey.
You heard it here first, folks. Well, hopefully you and Lucas and Corey can all come, Avery, to see one of our boat launches. Hopefully this week. I should figure out what to order. Battery-wise, I feel like there should be a way to make this all work without an additional battery, but right now it isn't looking like it.
I'm doing some goofy stuff. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, I crashed the boat, just so you guys are aware, on Saturday due to the steering being inverted.
Backwards.
Yeah, so I went to drive away from the shore. I crashed straight into a rock, rupturing the hull. But luckily we are to...
And your mom took a video of it.
Yes, my mom does have footage. Maybe we should put it on your channel, Joey. Sam crashes boat.
Enjoy lesson, Harry. Okay, this seems to be... so I've solved the Sudoku puzzle, and now I just have to format my answer in the right way. Alphabetically by allergen.
Exactly, I agree. Fail fast and fail hard is what I've always heard, and I did that exactly with it. It seemed like a low-speed crash, but it was definitely enough to.
It was pretty high speed.
I don't know. It was like slowing down into the crash, like I was off the throttle. But this is just a high-speed boat. Like, once we get it working, we're gonna get Sideshow Bob out there, and we're gonna race his drone, and I think we might beat him.
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah. Sideshow Bob also wants to see some like POV on the drone, but we're like our weight is pretty limited. So it'll be interesting to see if we can achieve that. It might not be worth it unless we had like a tiny POV camera, because like a GoPro is too chunky. Fail fast, Diag. Yeah, if we were on that boat, we might have died.
Yeah.
Like if everything scaled up. What do you think, Joey?
I think definitely.
Definitely death? But if
Yeah.
I had a seatbelt on, I think I'd just have like whiplash. Like that driver, you know? I don't know. I guess he did decelerate pretty fast. It was like a lot of jerk and jounce and snap and crackle and pop going on.
Elizabeth told me you were a big fan of jounce.
Yeah, I am. Like jerk more so than jounce, but still jounce, yeah. Jerk is my favorite of the... Because the thing is, if you think about it, all of them... Like, there's no way to avoid having jerk, jounce, snap, crackle, pop. Like, you're always, no matter what you're doing, gonna have them. And that's exciting, unless you're, like... As long as, like, you are changing the speed of something, those are all gonna happen. It's just... What are they gonna happen at? What, are they like the derivatives or something? I don't really remember calculus.
Yeah,
But it's
jerk
like-
is the derivative of acceleration, and then I think snap, crackle, and pop are successive derivatives of all of those.
Joey, you have 1 minute.
I know, I'm working on it.
Oh, don't forget to like this video, Avery and Lucas.
I
We
don't
really
think it's-
appreciate your sibling likes. Thank you, Lucas. We appreciate the continued support.
Okay, now I just have to sort the...
This is an internal deadline in that Joey has to do the handstand. But beyond that, like, we're way past being on the leaderboards or anything for this competition. And I just want to go to bed.
Hey, okay, we're getting here.
Leaderboard for today.
Solution dot sort by key. Allergen ingredient. We want to sort by the allergen. Or do we? Sort
I don't
by
know.
allergen, and then let ants equal solution dot map. We have our allergen and our ingredient, and we want to return just the ingredient, and then we dot join those with a comma, and that should be our answer. Let's try running that. I know we're over time, so I'm gonna have to do this handstand.
Joey, can you imagine solving both of these problems in 6 minutes and 44 seconds?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Like, this seems like a lot to type in 6 minutes and 44 seconds.
Well, in other languages, it would not. There wouldn't be quite as much to type.
Okay.
Okay, there's some errors to fix. 89.
What is Rust and why are we using it? My question exactly.
It's a programming
Joey's-
language. It's cool and it has good
Wow.
stuff. But it's
What
one
does it
of
do
the
best?
what?
What does it do best?
Memory safety. It's very good at making sure that you don't like read from some memory after someone else maybe has written to it, or after you've kind of given it up. And it makes sure that you're not kind of reading and writing memory at the same time, because that can be bad. What
So
is
it's of
going
no
on?
use to us. Nothing that we're doing is at all important.
Yeah, not really. What is wrong with this one? Oh,
Okay.
that's SI. Okay. First.
Good point, Lucas.
Not worse,
Excuse-
just slower. 62.
Excuses.
Uh, 67. Iter. Rust, vec, join, string. Maybe with a string rather than a character. Not collect. Collect that into a vec. Sam's brushing his teeth. Collect into a vec of string. What?
So Avery and Lucas, for a while this year, Joey was texting me every time he'd floss his teeth. And now he's either stopped texting me about it or stopped flossing.
No, I still floss.
One of two. What?
I still floss. I've just stopped texting you.
Yeah, I've stopped flossing
Oh boy.
due to your lack of texts. So maybe you can get back into it. The thing is, it wasn't very helpful because I'd get the text every morning when I woke up. Avery is proud of you. That's good to know. Like, flossing is one of those things that really takes a lot of commitment because you don't see that immediate of results other than like the lack of bleeding. That's kind of it.
Mutually assured flossing.
But like these days when the dentists aren't open, or at least it's not advisable to go to the dentist, it's more important than ever. Because my dentist burned down, so I'm really...
Your dentist
Who
burned
knows
down?
when I'm going then. Yeah.
Whoa.
Did your dentist not, Joey? I thought we might go to the same dentist.
My dentist is on Solano.
Mine is on Solano too, but it burnt down.
I don't think mine burnt down.
The one that has an orthodontist above it. In kind
I
of
don't
a
know
wooden
that
building.
dentist.
Oh, so this is at the top of the Solano, you know, like Pharmaca? The pharmacy?
I guess.
It's like towards the top. It burnt down. And then they're like, yeah, we're not reopening. Which Bed Bath & Beyond? I don't think any Bed Bath & Beyond's burnt down,
What if my teeth burnt
but I
down?
could be very wrong.
No, Lucas says, didn't Bed Bath & Beyond also burn down? Transports burned down? What? I don't believe this slander.
Not Solano Transports, right? No.
Hey, my sorting is weird.
Yeah, I think now that my dentist is burned down, I never need to go to the dentist again, is what that means. That is what the mother said.
What?
I think I'm gonna go to
The
bed,
one on
Joey, but I know
Solano?
you.
Wait. We're so close, Sam. I'll worry about the transport stuff in just a second. Oh no. 151. Oh, that should be returned. Okay, we have our answer. Sam got up, but this is our answer. Sweet, we did it, Sam. Thank you for joining on the stream. Clap, clap, clap. Do you do a
Thank you for
small
having
fire?
me
Oh,
over.
Berkeley look. In Rockridge. Oh, so it's not the one on Solano. Oh, Solano. Right, oh, I see. Okay, I see. Due to a small fire. This is crazy. Alright, Sam, if you have to go. Wait, here's the handstand.
Good night.
You ready?
Oh, quickly, yeah.
Am I still on camera? Can you see me? I think I'm on camera. Here's the handstand.
Yeah.
I did it. Alright.
That was pretty
Catch you later. I'll
good
stream
job,
again tomorrow.
Jerry. Signing out. Have a nice day.
TTFN.